Hey, Evil Dead fans, I said this a few weeks ago in some past videos that I got something from the auction that was very, very important. And it wasn't because it was something that was a big listing, it wasn't something like a chainsaw or a dagger or anything like that. And you may think it's stupid when I say what it is, but then when I show you and tell you why it's so important, you're gonna go, crap. I should have bid on that. But in this auction, there was only me and I think 2 other people who bid on this. And I don't know if they look closely at this. I did, and I am so glad I got this. So let me go over what I got. Now right here we got the certificate of authenticity. And if you remember this, you're gonna say I'm stupid right now. Just wait. Excuse me. Here's the certificate right here, and it says right there, description, Stanley Gibson Screen Used Auction Note Set, episode 301. Okay? You're gonna think that's stupid, because if you've seen the auction, you know it's just a bunch of notes and stuff. But just wait. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what it came with. Came with a notepad. It's blank. Comes with his pen. Just a pen. And I'm going to read some of the notes to you and then get to the important ones towards the end. Okay, it says right here, this note right here, says Amy Newberry, item, book, bound in leather, found, Elk Woods Reserve, buried, Michigan. So, not very important. And this is in no order whatsoever, so. This note right here says, treasures from the, I can't read half of it, it's really bad writing. Treasures from the Holt is an American TV series broadcast of Starz service stations. The service features local antiques, owners who bring in items to be approved by interprets or something. Not important. Then we got a note like this, typed out. Now this is Stanley's notes. If you remember from season 3, episode 1, you had Stanley Gibson. He was the roadside auctioneer kind of guy, the roadside antique roadshow kind of guy. It says Stanley, and Stanley, these are his lines. And if you're only just joining us today, we're live here in the Great Lakes State, where yes, indeed, there really is more to see. Continued, and as lucky young Mrs. Van Wapeters just learned, one man's trash truly is another lady's treasure. With her great uncle's discarded rocking horse likely to fetch upwards of $73 or maybe even $76 at auction. And you see there's some fake blood on there as well. These notes were all post-fight scene. If you haven't seen episode 3, or season 3, episode 1, this is after the fight. And this is the only set of these that were auctioned off. The only set. Now this one says something that I'll read to you in a bit. Same thing with this one. And I'll explain why I'm not reading it in here in a second. And now these 2 cards, they have fake blood on them. It says Treasures from the Loft is an American something since which features local antiques brought in by their owner to be appraised by experts. Provenance, history, and value of the item are discussed each episode. Begins with an introduction by the host Stanley, followed by an amendment of the taping locator. Such city tapings is split into 3 hours, i.e. Elk Grove hour, Redbourne hour, and Raleigh hour. And this looks like it says Vernon or something. Various 3 to 4 minute long segments of, and I've read this a million times, some of it's just really hard. Selected people talking about their item or at, item plus an S, items. And there are appraisers talking about the province. It looks like it says insanely, but I'm sure it's not it. But insanely, and the value of the items follow. I don't know, with several brief, informal appraisals lasting about, and then that's about it for that. Now, the other cards, I will get to that in a second. Here's one of the reasons why this auction was super important, is this note right here. Now, it says treasures from the loft. That was from the show. Has a seal and everything. It says, interviewer number 7, Amy Newberry, local Michiganer from Elk Grove. Treasures in question is a book found semi-buried in the Elk Woods Reserve, close to the infamous cabin where several murder occurred. It doesn't say murder, it says murder. Murder occurred many years previous by Ash Williams. And then it goes on to a few other items, like it says 4 pieces of Chinese carved jade and Celadon ceramics dating to the reign of the Quan Long Emperor 1936 to 95, including a large bowl carved for the emperor, were given a conservative auction estimate of up to 1.07 million. And they put, yeah. So why is this note important? Okay. This is why this note's important. This is screen used. So this is the reason, okay? At the end of season 2, Ash went back in time to make sure young Ash didn't get the book. So the cabin never happened. Right? So how in the hell does this note even exist? Because the cabin didn't exist. It was gone. If you've seen, sorry, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the end of season 2, it's gone. Ash never went to the cabin and cut up his friends. So this note shouldn't exist. And this is canon. We know, continuity in the Evil Dead trilogy really isn't all there. But that's why this note's super important. And I'll give you a little close-up look to it. I'm sorry, I got something going on here. That's why that's important, and that is canon. So with that being said, I know they said some timelines, Ruby said some timelines are continuous or something like that on season 2, but at the same time, he still did something at a cabin. Apparently, he still did that. But that's not the most important part. That's important to the Evil Dead trilogy timeline. What is important is this. Now, if you look right here, it says Stanley's notes post-fight. And this is one of the main reasons I got them. And what these are, that's handwritten Necronomicon spells, front and back. Now the other notes I didn't read, they were the actual notes, inside of here that you couldn't see, so I guess they wrote them out. Or they had them pre-wrote, I don't know. But on the front and the back is a Kandarian spell, written out to read. Do you realize how fucking rare that is to get a handwritten spell from the Necronomicon from the trilogy? That's rare as shit. Because the only thing else in the auction that could have something like this was the Necronomicon from episode 1, from season 1, that had the notes in it that did go up for auction that Ash read from. So that is what makes these really rare. Sorry, I got another fly in here. Bet you thought I was going to read that, didn't you? As you can see, it's still got some hay and grass and stuff in this bag. from the fight scene. And the auction page did show it, you know, with the blood, stuff like that. But I am not going to read this. For a main reason. I don't poke a bear. I know it's from a show, but I just don't poke a bear. But to have this in my possession, I mean, this auction should have at least gone for about $200. I got this for $43 freaking dollars. $43 to get something that's freaking rare. And if somebody doubts me that it's rare, okay, get yourself, if somebody says it's not rare, they need to show me handwritten Kandarian spells from the Necronomicon that they got from the series or the trilogy. Unless they've worked on the show, that's different. You know, just as a fan. But yeah, this is awesome. And I've only showed this to 2 other people, good friends of mine. Brick Slab House, you know, my prayers are with you. You know, I know you lost your cat. That sucks. Oh, and he also, he won an auction, and I pray that he does find his, his crusty condom, as we called it, in his auction that he won. Now, if you want that explained, he's going to have to explain that on his channel. It's an inside joke that we have. But no, I'm not going to read that out. Just not going to do it. Number 1, it's rare. Number 2, I don't poke a bear and read that stuff off. And number 3, that's just for me. And the other couple people I showed that to. And I showed a few other people, and it creeps them out. So I did my job right. But yeah, this is incredible. It's really cool. But you know, that auction should have gone way higher, at about $200. If people would have actually looked at it, I looked at every page. I did screenshots and looked at it close, and realized what it was. And all these high rollers who've been buying all this big stuff up, they've just been passing by. They're like, notes. Who gives a shit? I got a handwritten freaking Kandarian spell from the Necronomicon, so they can suck it. Well, I wouldn't say they can suck it. It's just lucky for me that they didn't see it first. But that is why this is so important. It's canon to the show. It contradicts the end of season 2 and the rarity of having that Kandarian spell. So I'm sorry, the auction's pretty well done, and I couldn't give you that advice sooner. Of course, that would kind of screw me up at the same time, but it's something awesome to have, and that I'm going to keep. So until next time, you guys stay groovy, and this shit is fucking groovy. It's one of my favorite auctions, other than my ring. It's right up there, though. You guys have a great day. Bye.